Welcome back to Roaming with Restless Women. I'm Julie Noonan, your host, and with me is the other Julie, Julie Cole. Julie Cole is the co-founder of Mabel's Labels, the award-winning company that grew from a basement startup to a multi-million dollar brand. A recovered lawyer, which I love, and a mom of six, which scares the you know what out of me. Uh, She's now a senior director, a best-selling author, and a recognized voice in entrepreneurship. She is known for her wit, wisdom, and passion for supporting small businesses and women entrepreneurs. So welcome, Julie. Julie Squared.
It's Julie's are in the house. I'm so
We
happy
are
to be
here.
here. Yeah, thanks for
Love
having
it.
me, Julie.
Oh, yeah, sure. So when I read your bio originally, Mabel's Labels just jumped right out at me, and I had to know what that was. So why don't you share with everyone on the call what Mabel's Labels is?
Right. So, for those who don't know, Mabel's Labels was a company I started 23 years ago with three co-founders. One was my sister, and two were friends from college who actually went on to marry my brother and my young uncle. So, it was a family business as well. And what we noticed was that there was a product missing from the market, and it was a simple product. We were using masking tape and permanent marker to write our kids' names on their belongings. They were going to daycare, they were going to preschool. We were getting together with other moms, and we all had the same stuff, and we were losing it. And we thought there must be something out there that's, cute, personalized, dishwasher, microwave safe, so that we can label our kids' belongings. Because, parents spend a lot of money on their kids' stuff, and there wasn't. So we had this little idea for this product, nattering away in the background. And then for me, as you mentioned, horrifically, I am the mother of six. And at the time, my eldest child had just turned 3 and was diagnosed with autism. So I wanted to leave the traditional workforce so I could kind of focus on his advocacy and setting a program for him and that sort of thing. And honestly, he had just turned 3 and already had two younger siblings. So it was already a busy thing. So that's when I became the recovered lawyer. And, the four of us sat down and said, look, we've had this great idea. We should try and bring this to market. So we started in my sister's basement, and 23 years later, we are a, yes, very loved brand. We have won national awards. I've been on, the Today Show talking about it. And we have happy families and customers all over the world who are not losing their kids' belongings.
Oh, wow. Well, as soon as I read about it and saw the description and all of that, my thought went immediately to my mother because my
Yes.
sister and we had to put her in a nursing home or a memory
Right.
care facility. That was we could not keep up with her clothes because obviously they take all of them, they go to the laundry room. If they're not marked, you never know where
Julie,
they
you are
are.
absolutely right. And it's so interesting that you mentioned this because
Yeah,
when we started Mabel's Labels 23 years ago, we were moms with young kids, right? So we
yeah,
had products for babies and toddlers. And then as our kids aged, we're like, oh, maybe we need some little picture icons or designs that are more set for tweens or teens. And so that's happened. And now we actually have a senior pack because our original customers
all
yeah,
right.
because our original customers, like you and me, who are our ages, are dealing with elderly parents, and they
Yep.
really want to label their things when they go into a community living situation, because for a few reasons. First of all, their parents have already downsized a lot, so they have very few
Yeah.
of their items. They have very few of their items, and we do find that they are a bit protective. So they like to label like their perfume and like their little bits that they bring with them. But also, again, you all the clothes goes into the communal laundry, and
Oh,
we
yes.
have laundry. We have stamps that you can stamp on their clothes. We've got peel and stick labels that will go on the tags that all go through an industrial washer and dryer and don't require sewing. So for the people like us, Jules, like we're just so happy that when at a difficult time, there's something that's going to make mom or dad feel a little bit more comfortable as they make that transition.
Well, and one thing that a lot of people don't know about Alzheimer's, especially about memory care units, um, they steal
Right.
from each other. It's
Right.
not a it's not a
It's not
malicious.
malicious. No.
It's just, and
Yes.
you know, my mother, could have a favorite pair of shoes, and the next thing you know, they're gone because another resident, not knowing, would come in and take her shoes or take a stuffed animal and leave something else. It's kind of in the nursing state,
100%.
they
Yeah.
pulling out their hair trying to figure out whose stuff
Oh,
was
it's
who.
it's it's very frustrating, and it really does
Yeah.
help with those mix-ups. Like, we have the shoe labels that go in the insole of the shoe. So when that happens, and they can even, they like to, label their makeup or any of their
Yeah.
toiletries or their mobility device, their glasses case, like all of their bits
Oh,
and pieces. So,
glasses. Yeah.
right, yeah. So when things do walk out of their room, they walk back.
Eventually, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So that is wonderful. So when you talk to fellow budding entrepreneurs, what are some of the words of wisdom that you share with them? Because it's not just, I mean, you guys started with just an idea and a small, I mean, it's a tiny little thing, but boy, does it make a huge difference, right? So how do you engage with those budding entrepreneurs now?
Yeah, I do a lot of mentoring and I'm very much a part of that ecosystem. I speak at a lot of conferences, and there's a couple of things that I would say. The first thing is people are always like, how do I come up with an idea? And I always say, go through your day, find something that pisses you off and fix it. So for us, it was like we were
Yes.
losing stuff. So it can be so small. Like I have ideas every day, every day. If you just observe it and pay attention, because if there's a gap that you're finding, somebody else is finding it too. Find a
Oh,
pain point,
yeah.
find that pain point and fulfill it. One thing I will do as a word of warning, I feel like entrepreneurship right now is very kind of hot and trendy and
Yeah.
romanticized, right? It's a bit
Oh, for sure.
romanticized. People are thinking, oh, I'll do TED Talks, I'll have book deals, I'll be on Shark Tank and all of this stuff. But the reality of it is, you're going to be in a basement making labels till 2 a.m., getting up, rearing your kids, or going to your day job and then doing it all again the next night. So
It's
I feel like
24/7 to own your own
it's
company. It really
100%.
is.
It's 24/7. And you need to manage your expectations, and especially the expectations of people that, like, if you have a spouse or you have family, because, it's going to look like not paying yourself. So maybe you're not going on family trips. Maybe you're not doing that, getting that new car. Maybe you're not having that third baby, whatever it is. It's
Yep.
not like you're going to put the kids to bed, pour a glass of wine, hop on the couch, throw on some Netflix, binge with your spouse. Like that ain't going to happen. So if
No.
if everybody isn't aligned and understand what entrepreneurship is really going to look like, not the version that they're seeing out there on social media, then the relationship's not going to work or the business isn't going to work. But I think managing expectations is a huge one. Another thing I would say, and I find women are very good at this, is that use your resources, use your networks, go to
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
turn up, ask the questions. My motto is no's are free. I will ask anything, because what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say, no, I won't meet you for a coffee and let you pick my brain. Big deal. I'm no worse off, right? So, just leave that ego at the door, ask the questions, use your networks, put yourself out there. And I do think, even especially now for founders and entrepreneurs, we're living in sort of a trust deficit. There's AI, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm finding that there is that trust deficit, and people really want to feel connected to founders and brands. So if you can, like, document your journey, I tell young founders this all the time. I'm like, pack up your product and share it on a story. Go to the post office with it and say, I'm going to send it to this content creator. Fingers crossed they post about it. Like, do the things that people are watching you. They want to see you document what you're doing. They want to hear about your mistakes. They want to grow with you. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid of bringing that personal brand, that personal connection, because that's what people want to see. They want to see faces, especially mothers who are customers. And I know this through Mabel's Labels. Mothers do not want to buy from nameless, faceless brands. They want to see who they're buying from. They want to feel a
Yep.
part of that community, and they want to be along for the ride.
Oh, that, and I can attest to that. My daughter, my oldest daughter has just had a son,
Oh,
19 months ago.
oh, you're a
He's my little bear.
grandma. You're
I
a grandma.
know. I'm a grandma.
Lucky. Yeah.
And it's the same with me though. Like I'm all of a sudden now I am buying for babies and I haven't bought for babies in God, 30 years, right? So, and all of my nieces and nephews are now having children, and there are a lot of them. So I will, if I see something online, I don't want to see, I want to see a person who's actually used it, someone
That's right.
who's
And that's
actually,
why and testimonials are very important. And I think that for
yeah,
any founder or for anybody starting up, you have to get those testimonials because, and you need to get that PR because PR is a testimonial. It's not like marketing that's paid, right? So the
right.
more you get people talking about you, like if you can get people who are just like we have brand warriors, brand ambassadors who are talking about like moms talk about products we love like it's our full-time job, right? And it is
Yeah.
so we call it word of mom, right? Like they will spread the word. It's the old she told two friends, she told two friends.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's interesting you mentioned the grandmas because we do find like a lot of grandmas are getting in on buying. Also, they're discovering for their parents, but they're that, sandwich generation
Yes.
big time. Or for you, you've got a mom, you've got a kid, you've got grandkids. My mom called that the clubhouse sandwich generation. She was like,
No
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. She was like, her parents were 100. She had us. She had grandkids. She's like, she was all the demands that were put on her. But also the moms are like, the grandmas are really freaking out because they're like, wow, the stuff that has come along in the last 30 years. And they are like,
Right.
if Mabel's Labels was around when I was a mom, I would
Oh
have
my
loved it. So they,
gosh.
they are purchasing for their,
Yes.
for their grandkids, right? They're trying to make their kids'
Right.
lives easier. They're trying to do things that will help their own children as parents, and Mabel's Labels is one of those solutions.
Well, the funny thing is, so I'm getting marketed to as a grandma like a
Yep,
mom.
yep.
So I'm getting these ads for, potty training things. Of course I buy them because I want to help my daughter.
Right, right.
I have some
And you know
actually
what? And
coming
and then and
shortly.
oh, yeah, right. And like honestly, like I've got a friend, I call her a grandfluencer. Like she is like an influencer in the grandma space now because grandparenting looks a lot different. Like it's not like these
Oh
little old ladies
yeah.
sitting around knitting. Like these grandmas are like with it. They have podcasts. They are out there doing things. They're learning about, how parenting styles have changed. They're really involved. And also for
Yeah.
a lot of them, like they might have a little bit of extra cash flow. So, their kids are struggling paying that first mortgage, whatever. So they're like, oh, well, I'll just buy them the potty training stuff, right? Like sometimes that
Yeah.
happens too.
Or, we sneak a college fund, payment in
Right.
there every once in a while.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Just when you think you've got them off the payroll, eh, Julie? They're back on it.
I know, but it's totally different
Love it.
when when
Oh,
you want to versus you have to.
fair point.
Yeah, we used to live in an RV, my husband and I. We did that for 2 years and traveled. And then when she had Asher, my baby, um, I couldn't leave him. So we settled back into a condo. He
Yeah.
has his own room, like Winnie the Pooh, totally. So it's
We'll
like
just
being
call it,
in,
we'll just call him the pint-sized dictator. How about
oh, for
that?
sure. Oh, for sure.
You know what, Julie?
Yeah.
I totally get it because I actually have a next door neighbor who just turned 2, and her name is Iris, and we have a mutual obsession with each other. And I actually say to my kids, I'm sorry, you can't tell me what to do. You're not Iris.
Yeah, I love that. That's so cute.
I know.
So what are you doing now? How are y'all growing your brand? What's going on with you guys?
Right. Okay. So, we started in the basement and now we're in a 20,000 square foot facility. We have about 60, 70 employees. So this thing has really caught on. And, for me as the founder, I'm more doing things like this. Like I'm speaking at conferences. I'm being the face of the brand. I'm the company spokesperson. I do a lot of social media stuff. So I'm really, getting out there and, because eventually a founder wants to be the glitter, not the glue, like
Oh yeah.
Like this company has to be able to, I have to be able to walk in my house, get struck down by a bus, and this thing continue on because it's so important as far as, the brand and the legacy and continuing this on. I mean, we have employees, we have people who rely on us, and that's really, really meaningful. So I'm still very involved. The other three have been gone for a long time now, but I'm still very involved. And as long as I'm having fun and as long as I'm enjoying it, I will be sticking around.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So where can people find your products? I'm assuming
Yes.
mabelslabels.com, but I'm not going to say
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely check out mabelslabels.com. We are like it's pretty nuts right now with back to school. So get on there. Our promise, like we get these things out the door so fast. We are making them like we are working around the clock. Like we get these things out 20 within 24 hours of orders going in. And
Wow.
we know because we know parents are like on a timeline. It's back to school season, but also like we are doing some really fun stuff too. So make sure you're following our Instagram and like we have Label Day weekend coming up where we do all sorts of co-branding giveaways with other family brands that we love and partner with. We do like
Oh,
I do
that's
a
wonderful.
series. Yeah, I do a series of Instagram lives where we talked with really cool people. Like I've had like Catherine Schwarzenegger, I've had like the baby chick, I've had Modern Mom, I've had Libby Ward, I've had some really big sort of heavy hitters in the mom space who come in and talk to me and share their knowledge on my Instagram lives. So if you want to find out about Mabel's Labels, definitely mabelslabels.com. If you want to find out a little bit more, if you go to mabelslabels.com/Julie Cole, that's where you can catch all my stuff, order my book, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, wonderful. Tell me about your book.
So, it was actually during COVID and it was on my to-do list for a while to write a book. But it's hard when you're building a label empire and raising six humans. So,
I don't
when
know how you did it, frankly.
So when COVID happened, I'm like, okay, so I'm not flying anywhere. I'm not going to conferences. I'm not speaking at anything. We're all here. We're all home. I'm like, if I don't get this book done in this like little gift of time, I don't know when it's going to happen. So I got busy then, and it was great. It's called Like a Mother: Birthing Businesses, Babies, and a Life Beyond Labels, and it's all full of like my biz hacks, my mom hacks, my life hacks. It's a really fun read. It's an easy read, but there's some really great content in there for really anyone.
That sounds wonderful. My sister and her entire family are entrepreneurs. That's how they live, how they think. I only became an entrepreneur in 20, well, full time in 2020.
Good for
Started my own
you.
consulting, yeah, started my own
Wow.
consulting company for change management. And it has been wonderful. I have loved being my own boss. I'm getting to the point now that I'm like, this 24/7 thing
I know. I know.
with business development and delivering on projects and thinking about what's next and all the administrative stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really,
So Julie,
I'm
hold
in.
on.
Mhm.
I'm giving you some advice right now because I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs in your space, like
Uh-huh.
kind of that. What you need to start doing is only do the stuff you can do. So
Oh, yeah.
if you need to get a virtual assistant who can do the administrative stuff, if you've got a bookkeeper, it's time because you know what? If you're so busy working in the business, you're not working on the business. So if you want the
Yeah.
business to grow, you need to start delegating out that stuff. And it's hard for entrepreneurs. We're control freaks. It's our baby. I get it. But you need to start releasing some of that stuff because and I know entrepreneurs will be like, but I can't afford it. But you can't afford not to because you have to be
Right.
your most productive. You are going to be doing, if you can release yourself of that stuff, you can do the stuff that actually brings in the money.
Yeah, and I did go through a time when I had virtual assistants, et cetera. But with the economic situation a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
it really
I
set
know.
consulting back quite a bit. So I had
It's tough.
to kind of take it back in for a time. And right
Yeah,
now, I'm just doing the projects that I want to do. So I'm not
that's
trying
right.
to grow, a big consulting firm, which
Right.
is nice
Yeah.
because I'm just working on what I want to work on and have
I
fun.
And you know what, Jules?
But
I think that is really important to say, and that's really important actual like advice because you don't have to build a company to grow it and scale it and have a big exit
yeah,
and acquisition. You can just do what you want. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to do those things. And I think people get caught in that mentality of, oh, this is what I need to do, or people won't take me seriously if I'm not. Yeah, they will. You do this is your life. You
yeah.
design it. You're the
I
author of
get
this
to do
book.
what I want to do. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
especially at my age.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I have three questions that I ask at the end of every episode. So the first one, I need you to close your eyes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Are we getting woo woo?
No, we're not getting woo
Okay.
woo. I don't do woo woo. All
I
right, here we
don't
go.
either. Okay.
Tell me what you see in your mind's eye when I say wise woman.
Ooh, you know what? I think I see my grandmother, and
Mm.
my grandmother was. I mean, you need to know as a grandmother yourself the impact that grandmothers have, and I just can remember so many of her life lessons. She was one of 21 kids in Ireland. She came over on the boat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she came over on the boat with five of her kids. She had a few more, and her lessons were just brilliant. And she was so supportive of Mabel's labels. And when we won a National Entrepreneurship Award, I can assure you, she was in that limousine coming to the awards ceremony saying, "My girls, my girls."
Oh, that's beautiful. You can open your eyes. That's
Okay.
wonderful. This is my, I think it's 168th episode, this one. Yeah. And I can tell you quite a lot of women mention their grandmothers
Yeah.
because of the impact. And that does really resonate with me. I want to make sure to have a positive, lasting, supportive impact on my grandson. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love it.
So, my next question, where do you like to roam?
Oh, well, I like to. Okay, so there's very different places to roam, right? Like I do a lot of roaming in my head.
Yeah.
Now I do a lot of roaming for work, which I love. I love like meeting other people and going to different conferences and that sort of thing. But I'm very excited now to be at the stage of my life. There wasn't a lot of leisurely roaming for me for a long time because I had all those children and we were building the business. Now I've got, one who is just recently off my payroll. I have four in college, one left in high school, and I'm very happy to say that I have just organized there's 8 of us girlfriends from when we were teenagers, and we are going to Guatemala, and we are hiking.
Oh,
We are hiking volcanoes and we are doing ATV sunset. So we are just going on a real adventure. And it will be the first time that we've been able to do something like this because, you get caught up in life. You're
oh
raising babies,
yeah.
you're making money, you're doing the do. So we're all at the stage now where we've launched a few or all of them. And so we are making hay while the sun shines.
Excellent. Girls trip.
You got it.
Power, man. That will re-energize you so much.
Oh, yeah.
I need to arrange another girls trip here, I think this year sometime.
Do it.
Okay. So my final question is, what makes you restless, but in a good way?
Oh, yeah. I don't sit still for very long.
I get that impression.
Yeah, yeah. Look, anything can make me restless. I'm just on the move. Like even I was just telling somebody the other day, like I can't wait in line for anything. Like I cannot wait in line for a concert ticket, for a dinner, for a buffet, for a movie. I cannot, there is nothing. I wouldn't wait in line to meet a big celebrity that I like. There is nothing that can hold me in a line. I am too restless. I'm always on the move. I'm doing things. And I think that's good. That's just who I am. And, I think we have to accept ourselves. When I was, a young mom, people were always like, oh, you don't get enough me time. And I'm like, I'm good. And I didn't need me
Yeah.
time in the traditional way. It bored me. I once somebody sent me for an hour massage. And the whole time I was on the table, I was so stressed out because I was thinking about all the cool things I could have been doing in that hour. So I think it's okay for us to accept our restlessness. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
To me, A lot of people look at it as a negative, and I look at it as a positive. What it
Yes.
means to me is I'm still curious, I'm still learning, I still have
Yep.
energy, I am ready to tackle something new. All of that is restlessness to me. So that's
Exactly.
why I named the show the way that I
I
did.
love it. I love the name of the show. So good.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Well, thank you so much, Julie, Julie Squared, for being
Yeah.
here. I really appreciate it. And we will, guys, please make sure you take a look at the show notes. Go and visit mabelslabels.com.
Mhm.
Go into Instagram and check out the posts that Julie has there with other entrepreneurs. And Julie, thank you again. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Julie.
Julie Noonan here. Thank you so much for listening to Roaming with Restless Women. If you're a successful senior woman leader who would like to be on this program, please visit podcast.intuitivewisdomcoach.com. If you enjoyed this interview, please share this episode on social media and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Your thumbs ups and reviews go a long way.